Okay, traders, welcome to the European market preview, and it has been a busy day here in Sydney town, and more specifically, I would say in the Tokyo session. So all started off fairly quiet after the FOMC minutes. If you read through the notes from the boys, it was pretty much as expected. But I suppose what Gilbs and myself probably looked at was more that they said, yeah, there's the hike's still on as far as we're concerned, and that's probably it until there's more impetus to get the next or the start of the cycle. So what we have seen, and it probably shows up clearest over here, is that the dollar's been smashed fairly hard in our session here. So it's kicked off first in the majors. So Euro, Sterling, Aussie and Kiwi all took off to the top side. This was reflected in the dollar index coming down. Probably shows up a lot clearer here. Here's Aussie breaking through the top of that trend line that had held for a while. It's now just stalled up at this next trend line resistance. If we see continuation of this movement, then we'll see further topside for all the currencies. Here's a cable, like big move really for the Asian session. So here's that sideways stuff after the FOMC minutes, and then bang, a break up during our session today. So decent move up to nearly the figure from 152 sort of 40-ish. Euro also a fairly big mover, more on the fact that we've seen such tight ranges in the Asian session recently. But there you go, 106.60. Up to here's your high for you, 107.14. So plenty going on. The other noted mover for us initially was the yen crosses. So dollar yen held in there up at these highs, and it seemed to be a risk-on trade that was coming through, and you can probably see that in the trade zone. Here's the crosses, so I'll just pop out Aussie yen for you. A nice move above the trend line, broke really well there. Kiwi yen even sharper. If my system allows me to get to it. Nice move in euro yen as well, and that's retreated again. So it wasn't all, and it wasn't all about the crosses. And then we saw a hit to dollar yen, which was, as I said, had held in nicely above the cloud and then got a smack down. So decent ranges all across the board, and nothing that really started it, but I suspect there were a fair amount of big players jumping in and getting out of dollars across the board. So let's look ahead to tonight and see what we're going to get extra out of this. Fundamentally, there's not too much coming out across the board, really, in the European session. We've got the trade balance. German Buber President Wiedmann speaking later on as well, so it'll be interesting to see what he says. I suppose the main bit of data we've got in the European session is going to be retail sales in the UK. As we know, UK fundamental data will smash it about all over the place, so probably a decent opportunity. And then looking into tomorrow morning, we've got the unemployment claims. That's that regular weekly unemployment claims in the US, followed by the Philly Fed. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. That gives credence to what the Fed have been talking about. So for now, I think we've seen a change of sentiment, I suppose. The shorter term sentiment is probably now to the top side in the currencies. Could walk in tomorrow and say, look, what great opportunities we've found. We were looking for this. If you look for the guys, everyone's been looking for opportunities to sell euro again. Yeah, you've probably been hit nastily here. Here's the next level up to the top side. I'm happy selling back up there. At the moment, though, the sentiment's probably to the top side in the currencies, downside in the dollar, especially while dollar index is hanging underneath here. So probably looking for the next couple of sessions, maybe levels to buy euro and possibly sterling as well. But keep an eye. I mean, I'm sure everyone wanted to be short around 123.40 in the dollar yen, especially now it's sitting there a big figure lower. Interesting times at the moment. So it's going to be, next few sessions are going to say how the market's reacted to what we got from the Fed, and also they'll react to any other extra fundamental data we get coming through. So it should be a humdinger. I'll just throw over to stocks. So this is where that correlation between Nikkei and dollar yen sort of breaks down in events like this, where it's superseded by overall market flow after something which is considered more important, and in that case it's presumably Fed minutes. So Nikkei holding in nicely, sort of like 1% up. Normally if you said to me Nikkei is 1% up on the day, what do you expect dollar yen to move? You're like probably slightly to the top side. That's about it, and that's the move we've had recently. But no, 100 points lower. Okay, guys. So good luck with your trading. Keep to your levels. Possibly a trade in the short-term fundamentals at the moment. So trade with that in mind. Good luck for the European session, and I hope you have a top one. Perry, I hope your head's not hurting too much, mate. Cheers.